Hi everybody, Russ from the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. Now, statistically, 50% of you watching aren't subscribers. So if you could become a subscriber, that would be very helpful. Thank you very much. And while you're there, give it a cheeky like. Make a comment. Maybe even hit the notification bell so you don't miss any content we have coming up. Got some good stuff, some fun stuff coming up. Couple of ex-Hammer interviews as well coming up in next week or so. So keep an eye on the channel, please. But more important matters. 3 o'clock this afternoon. West Ham, Wolves, Molineux. Relegation 6-pointer. Definitely. And that's what we do. Sort of the day, sort of the morning of the morning of the game. We tend to we have a little think. Put together our predicted 11. Also ask you, the West Ham Network community, to pick your 11, and you have picked your 11, and we're going to go through that at the end. Now, looking back to David Moyes' press conference yesterday lunchtime, usually that gives you some indication of what we're going to be happening. What's the squad going to be looking? Even if it's smoke and mirrors, something. But literally, nothing about the team was spoken about in the public press conference. So basically, the press conference is split between the public stuff and the embargo stuff. So the stuff that West Ham would live stream, they put up on the YouTube. Jonty, all the journalists and things like that. Roshane, they'll be quoting stuff from the public one. That goes out almost straight away, if not live. But then there's the embargo section. So I think a lot of discussion about the team news, questions about the team, who's going to play, who's not going to play, was in the embargo section, which may become leaked out as and when, but tends to be a closed door. But you saw the thumbnail late on Friday night. X put out on his Patreon, which then got filtered through to everyone else, that it looked like Dawson is likely to be axed. Now, the actual press conference itself, questions were asked by Moyes and by the journalists, and I've got the actual slides here. Was asked about Dawson, and he said that we have had an offer in from Wolves. We've not accepted it. But we're pretty well covered at the moment. We're not planning anything just yet. I'm telling you that we've had an offer. And due to that offer, that's the issue. Due to the offer, it's believed that he will not be in the squad for tomorrow's game. In that he is, in essence, sort of a Wolves player already. A bit like, it's sort of... Well, that's what we're led to believe. If it happens, we'll see. We've got a few hours before we can find out. It's very reminiscent of Robert Snodgrass when he moved from West Ham to West Brom, and his first game for West Brom was against West Ham, and then there was a gentleman's agreement. Now, it's not saying it's a gentleman's agreement, he's not playing, but apparently that's what has been relayed to the news. And also, Kurt Zouma's had a week's training and come out unscathed. Also, it does look like Skamaka has been training as well. There's pictures of him doing training. So, again, potentially, bar Cornet, we could have a fully fit squad. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put together our 11s. We're going to put together my predicted 11. Do the community one. And the community one was done before that news came of X. So I think Dawson's probably in that side. But regardless of that, gives you a flavour of what they think. And see where we come up to. See how we're always bloody wrong anyway. So it makes no difference, to be honest, because we're always bloody wrong. Right, let's get swirling, Merlin. So... We'll start with goalkeeper. Easy one, I think, goalkeeper. Now, we had a bit of a shock, I think, for the Brentford game in that, it has been that Fabianski's been the league goalkeeper and Ariola's been the cup goalkeeper. Now, we all assumed that Ariola's going to be between the sticks for the Brentford game. Then we got the team sheet. Number 1, Fabianski. Strange. Now, obviously, the fact that we're not playing, we're playing one game weeks at the moment until... well, pretty much March, to me shows that maybe, well, it's two ways. Is it a changing of the guard? Will Ariola be between the sticks tomorrow, at 3 o'clock? Probably not. And if that's the case, will Areola be between the sticks when we play Derby in the fourth round, which is now being confirmed for the Monday, which is on ITV4 and ITVX, I believe. But yeah, trip up to the Derby Pride Park on a Monday night, and I lived up there for 3 years. I was at Loughborough University, so up and down the M1. It's not the best place for a Monday, particularly a cold one on a February. But if that's the case, then Areola will, unless there's an injury to Fabianski or Moyes decides to drop Fabianski, Areola might not play in goal for the first team until March, with the next round of the Conference League, where there will be VAR. They've changed the rules halfway through a tournament, UEFA, to say that VAR will be in all of them from the knockout stages onwards, where it was originally just for the semi-finals in the conference, but that's completely changed. So I think it's Fabianski. I think Fabianski is in goal. I think Fab's in goal. Unless, but then, Moyes, he sometimes, but I don't think so with the goalkeeper. Now, formation's an interesting one. In that the last two games we've been playing three at the back with wing-backs. I have a feeling we'll continue with that. But that little tidbit from X about potentially Dawson being axed. Now, there's two ways we can go. Maybe we're going to go back to a flat back four with Aged and Zouma as the two. Or we go to a three with Aged, Zouma, and one other. Maybe Ogbonna, for example. He played very well against Brentford and has some, will bring experience to the side. Or maybe even bring back Tilo Kehrer back in. Now, actually, yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bloody do that. So this is my three. I think it's going to be, and this is bound to be totally wrong because I'm picking it. Aged is improving. No, every game is improving. We had he actually was. Someone asked him a question about Aged, and I'll bring it up because it was really interesting in terms of how well he's developing at his time at West Ham. And he said that Aged has played one full Premier League game. It's crazy to think we're in January and he's played one full Premier League game. We bought him in the summer, so it really is early days for him. We're getting him used to it. I still believe it will take a while to get him up to speed completely, but that's the same for all players coming to the Premier League. And for me, that's a key thing about Aged. He's played 90 minutes against Leeds, played very well. Obviously, we've seen him play in the Conference, and I think Carabao Cup he played as well. The World Cup, we know how good he was for Morocco. So much so they tried to patch him up for the semis, didn't work. He made his FA Cup debut against Brentford. I thought he was exceptional. And I think as he gets more adjusted to the game, I think you're going to see one of the top 5, top 6 centre-backs in the Premier League when he's fully fit. I've said it. Bloody said it. Naif Aged is going to be one of the top 6, top 5, top 6, whatever, centre-backs in the Premier League when he's fully fit. And fully into the, because I think he brings a lot. He doesn't just bring it's pace, it's passing, it's positioning, it's bringing the ball forwards. And I mean, if you watch bloody Villa last night, Jesus, they were centre back wise atrocious. Jesus, I don't know how they managed that, but they were absolutely appalling. That young lad for Leeds, I loved him. Oh, he's brilliant, old Notty. I know that Villa held off him, but still, it was that Notty was a good player. I like him. I said we should have got him in the summer. Very good player. Set up Bamford's goal nicely, but centre back is crucial, and that's what I've been saying. Moisey was saying in his press conference that goals, that we've been very goal shy, but the trouble is we've always been goal shy, but we've been scoring them rather than letting them in. So even if we only scored one, it means we get a win. Or if we don't score any and we don't concede any, we get a point. But the trouble is we keep letting too many goals in that way and not enough in that way. Simples. So let's get this bit sorted. So hopefully with Aged would be the missing piece of the parcel. Parcel? God, damn tired. It's the morning. It's Saturday morning, isn't it? Anyway, let's crack on. So I'm going to put in Naif into the left-hand side. I'm going to go with a back three. So guarantee it's going to be a back four now. And then I'm going to go Curly Boy Zouma in the middle. And again, this will no doubt will change if I can put it on straight. There we go. Curly Boy Zouma in the middle. And then I'm putting Tilo Kehrer, right side. Because one thing we haven't got, if we put in a Bonner, arguably, is pace. And Tilo hasn't had a look in recently. Let me just make it a bit prettier. There we go. My OCD was kicking in there. So I would like to see Tilo on the right side of the three. He's played there, when he was at Schalke, for example, when Dominic Tedesco was the manager. He played on the right side of a back three. I think that's the position. That's a good position for him in terms of covering that right hand side. It's probably going to be that Kurt Zouma plays in that right hand side, and maybe they bring in Oggy into the middle. But that's what I would like. So I'm trying to do a mixture. I'm trying to do a mixture of what I would like and what I think is going to happen. Because, obviously, what I want to happen is I want us to win the game, which would be nice. Now, obviously, with a back three, we need wing-backs. So, I think it's quite an obvious choice. It's interesting that the role that Aaron Cresswell is going to play now in the squad. Obviously, he signed an extension to his contract for another year, I want to say. And so, but he hasn't really had much of a look. Another option, also looking at that, is to put Aaron Cresswell left centre back, move again into the middle, and then put Zouma on the right side. But then you miss. I think Zouma on the right hand side worries me because of his lack of pace. Where I think now you've got Zouma in the middle to block, and then you've got Agad on the left, lots of pace, and you've got Kehrer on the right, lots of pace. Works quite well, I think. Works quite well. Just sign me up now. Right, okay, so let's go left wing back. Left wing back, I think, is pretty simple. I think it's Emerson. Emerson would be the left wing back. On the right, now the right's quite interesting. Obviously, Ben Johnson's been playing there. Vladimir Soufal was injured from the Leeds game. We've still got Harrison Ashby as well. But I think it will be Vlad. Yeah, I think it'll be Vlad. Yeah, it'll be Vlad. I just think he offers something a little bit more from a defensive perspective as well. So I think it's going to be Vlad the Impaler playing on the right-hand side. What do you think so far? Are you happy with that? Do you, obviously, the whole back three, back four, we asked the West Ham Network community. I think it was about 57% said that they wanted the back three, or they thought it was going to be back three rather than back four. But, so, roughly 2/3 of people agree. Do you agree? I don't know. If you like what we do so far, give us a little cheeky like. Thank you very much. While you're there, it's free. Anyway, let's move on. Donkey Kong. Let's go into midfield. I think the midfield sort of, I'd suggest, picks itself a little bit. Obviously, we'll have... We'll just put this formation in. It's not necessarily going to be like this formation, but you got Declan Rice. I think you've got Paqueta, without a shadow of a doubt. I think that's Moyes' preferred two now in terms of those sort of more holding roles. I think what will be interesting to see is if he decides to go for it or he decides to contain. Now, obviously, I think this is a game where you have to not lose. So it could be a similar situation to the situation we had in the Brentford game, where they brought on Ben Rama with 20 minutes to go to change it all up a bit, possibly. Or you've got Fornals' energy. You've got Souček's presence. Yeah, Souček was playing as more as he was playing like a Fellaini role, wasn't he, in all honesty, in the last couple of games, with deck holding, which gives Paqueta a little bit more space to conjure something up. Trying to think what way I'm going to go. Wherever way I go, I'll be wrong. Yeah, because if I pick the way I think it's going to go, I'll get pelters for picking Souček over Ben Rama. If I pick Ben Rama, it's going to be Souček. And then there's Fornals as well. I'm going to wish it out for a minute. I'm going to put Jared Bowen in. Let's talk about the rest of the team. So, you know, we're going to have... You're going to have Bowen, aren't we? We're going to have Bowen. Bowen's going to be there. Now, according to reports... Scam's back. Scam's going to be okay as well. Interesting enough, I looked at it. Someone asked him about his injury history. In like 5 years before joining West Ham, he only missed 17 games across 5 years. That's quite an impressive thing. Now for me personally, and again, may get pelters for this. I think personally, I'd like that. Not from a creative, I think from an energy perspective. I think we've got enough. We've got enough. You know, we've got enough there to do it. I mean, obviously, you know, it may be he's taken out. They put in him, or they do this and put him there, and leave him on his own. Push Paqueta up, drop him in there. You know, there's lots of options, but I think just in terms of the 11 players on the pitch, I think you're probably more likely to see... Well, actually, I think you're most likely to see this, to be honest. I think you're most likely to see him there. But I'm not going for that. I'm going to go for Fornals. I would love it to be Fornals, because I just think he, to me, is the most... Maybe apart from Declan Rice, the guy who gets West Ham the most out of that squad. Apart from Flynn Downs as well. And I think you need a little bit of that in there. And so that's my team. It's probably not going to be like that. We'll probably turn up. We'll probably get the team sheet. It'll be a back four. And we'll play 4-2-3-1. And we'll go back to type. If we do, fair enough. If we do, it is what it is. You know, Moisey picks it. It's his, you know, ball, he can run with it, you know, type thing. So, but that's what I would go. I'd go with back three. I'd go with Fabianski in goal. Back three of Naya Faged, Zouma, Tilo Kira, and then I'd go with Emerson left wing back. I'd go with Vladimir Sufo right wing back. Rice, Fornals, Paqueta as a three, and Schumacher and Bowen. Sort of a front two, but it's not really a front two, is it? Really, it's almost like you play three in midfield, and then you play Bowen as like a 10 type thing, but drifting on the right hand side. It's a very strange formation sometimes. I think that three at the back, but it's, you know, we're still don't forget, we're still undefeated in 2023. And are we undefeated every time? No. Well, technically we are. We're undefeated every time that what's his face? That Agard plays him. Because Blackburn was a draw, wasn't it? We lost on penalties. Anyway, that's just my predictions. Let's listen to what you guys say. So obviously, anyone who's a subscriber, obviously you'll get a feed, you'll get the community posts. Before each game, we ask you guys to pick your formations, pick the goalkeeper, that type of thing. And so let's see what you guys have picked. So there we go. Similar. Three at the back. Obviously, someone with Dawson coming in instead of someone like Zouma, obviously, that type of thing. But, you know, it's pretty much the same. Sue check instead of 4 nails. I think that's maybe a bit of realisation rather than necessarily what people would prefer, but it is what it is. It's what it is. We'll see what happens at 3 o'clock tonight, or 2 p.m. when the teams come out. Check us out. We'll have all the stuff, all the bits and bobs. It'll all be coming out. Keep an eye out on the channel. All that stuff. And then we'll have the review shows. We'll have the highlight show with the rating show on Monday lunchtime. All that good stuff. And that's it, my friends. As I said, over half of you watching statistically now are not a subscriber. So if you are, then the other person watching next to you isn't. Get them to subscribe. And we'll get that 20,000 by the end of the season. Be lovely. We're almost at 14,000. Anyway, guys, if you really want to support the channel, hit the like button, comment, all that type of thing. Maybe become a channel member, couple of quid a month, and you can get entered into monthly draws for memorabilia. We're having the January memorabilia draw on Monday lunchtime show. So there we go. So it's like a raffle ticket pretty much. But that's it, guys. So take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy. Keep the faith. Come on, you Irons. And let's hopefully get 3 points. See ya.
Good night.